What is going on YouTube, y'all squad? This your boy Y'all Ortiz. This your review for Real Housewives of Potomac season 8, episode 3, I believe. So I think at this point I'm just buckled in and ready to go. And what I mean by that is, if y'all watch the Whether You Like It or Not panel, you know, people had different outlooks on the season so far. And I even said, like, even though it's moving slow, I'm okay with it because based off the previews and where we've been before with this franchise, it's about to get dark, and I'm okay with it not getting dark right now. So I'm cool. We're there. We're at the precipice. It's about to go there. So I'm gonna give you the review, and we just gonna thug it out, right? So we pick up where we left off, and Wendy brings up the article and says, that was just a bad article, and that's pretty much kind of like that on that between Wendy and Ashley. So now you have Robin telling the girls, she's rolling with the punches and she isn't running away from whatever is going on. And again, unless there's any new developments going on with Robin, I'm not talking about it. But like I said on the panel, I'm just waiting for her to be sitting on the curb, like a bump on the law, like some trash thrown out, her sitting there crying about being the villain. That's all that I'm waiting for, like on some real. Because other than that, what is she giving us? Nothing. Moving on. So Mia calls Giselle and Robin in her interview, Beavis and Butthead, how they are acting. And it's funny. It's cute. I'm here for the shade. But you're not going to say it to their face. Because, again, you need them on your side during the season. I just wish that Mia would just, be on one and just say all of what. I wish all of the women, I'm not even going to do Mia like that. I wish all the women just be forthcoming and just say what it is, but whatever. Giselle brings up to Robin that, oh, Karen, like I brought up, Karen apologized to you. And then Karen went on to say, yeah. And I also said that I deserve an apology too. How about we go off to the side now? They going to go in Ashley's house. Like, how y'all just go up in this? Again, I know they shooting the scene and everything, but y'all just going to welcome y'all to go in this woman's house like that? Like that? Okay. And Robin, I don't know, I said that already. And Karen pretty much just wants them to set boundaries and says that she's only going to bring facts and not rumors. Like, that's kind of where they are. And we're starting to see this trend with a lot of the Housewives shows. Like, the first episode, if not the second episode, is just, hey, let's try to put last season behind us. Because, again, there's not always resolution at the reunion. And let's try to move forward. Because if we continue on, it's draining, it's toxic, it's all these different things, and that's not what they want. So Wendy talks about her show and says that it's meant for intellectual people vibrating high, this, that, and the third. Now I'm gonna keep it a buck. I really didn't catch, and this is probably because again I'm just tired, and like I said, I got all the way messed up on Friday night and spent all of yesterday recovering with a massive headache and still having a headache this morning up until maybe like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So maybe it's because I'm feeling the residuals. I don't know. But I really didn't feel like it was shots being fired per se, because I'm one of those where if the shoe fits, wear it and walk it out. Like, that's really what it is. But apparently those bullets hit Mia and Mia felt away. And Mia is talking all that yin yang, and when it was like, because in essence, it's just like, okay, but who threw a drink on who? I have and again, Wendy does have every right to be mad, angry, and everything else because of the drink. Now, what I will say, Wendy, is with that being said, and I know with your Christian values, that you were able to somewhat forgive when y'all sat down where y'all was still in, I believe y'all was in Miami. And then we showing boobs and everything, showing no areas and getting compliments and all that other stuff. Yeah, I get it. Just to be at the reunion, y'all didn't had a chance to watch the season back. Old feelings being, drudged up, and boom, here we are. Got it. And Whitty's just like, all this happened, but you went on social media after the reunion and you still talking cash money about me. And me is like, Why won't you uplift me if you're all about women's empowerment? See, that right there, I don't like because it's removing the goalposts. Because rather than you sit in the fact that you violated this woman, y'all call the truce. Then you get to the reunion, you still on that yin yang, and then after the fact, where even though to me there wasn't no resolution, but appeared to be some resolution, then you go on social media, you still talking that yin yang. But again, rather than address that, is if you're all about women's empowerment, why not empower me? Why not uplift me? See, y'all gotta pay attention to what people be saying and what they be doing and how they be trying to sit here and move the goalposts, gaslight, and all the other stuff. And Wendy, look, I ain't even gonna be bad. I ain't even bad at Wendy. Wendy said, because you're too slow. And I'm like, well, here we go. But guess what I'm here for? Because it's one of those where some of the women, I'm like, y'all have on kitty gloves. I'm tired of y'all having on the kitty gloves. I know people finna be mad at Wendy because Wendy went there because again, it's expected that the darker skinned, melanated women need to be more submissive and subservient to those who are of a lighter hue. We get that a lot from Satan that's on the show. But I'm okay with it. I really, especially what Wendy had to endure last season from all of those women. Now, but a nice chunk of the women, I should say. I'm here for it. Go ahead, Wendy, go off. And then she says that she loves the girls' energy. She says to NECA, which right there, that should have been enough for NECA to be like, oh, it ain't no beef. She's like, I love your energy. And this is after she had already talked to Ashley. I love your energy, da, da, da. But then when it came to Mia and Giselle, yeah, I ain't loving y'all's energy. And of course, Robin and Karen are still talking. Candace isn't there. So, boom. So then Robin and NECA talk off to the side, and then you have, NECA saying, oh, having cockies and whatnot. I'm like, oh, that's cute. We're kind of merging in Real Housewives of Miami. And, it's cute, but not really. But this is a foreshadow to them having, like, I guess, building their own type of relationship later on in the episode. And then Wendy invites Ashley to her son's first communion because she had already invited Candace, has already invited Karen, and all that was left was for her to invite Ashley. Now, why she invited Ashley, I don't know. But of course, the other remaining women were not invited. And Robin's whole thing is, oh, well, if this is her way of trying to get back at me from last season, then da da da, but you knew last season that you were wrong for doing her children like that when her children had nothing to do with you. And again, I'm one of those where baby stand on it. It is what it is. Like, that's how you feel. That's how you feel. But the fact that she decided to, double back and try to cover it up and whatnot because she knew that she was gonna look crazy. Like, come on, Robin, we ain't doing this with you. So we have a small scene with Candace. She's doing a 9 city tour. Good for her. We get Neck and Grace. Mm-hmm. Moving on, we get Wendy and her family. Eddie has on a Happy Eddie t-shirt. Bro, do that. Capitalize on what was said last season. Like, take a negative, turn it into a positive. Now, will that generate a lot of money and buzz? Probably not. But hey, make your money. Make Deborah, who is boring, look bad for even coming at your marriage, your character like that. Here for it. And then everyone minus the kids is supposed to wear yellow for the communion. Now Wendy being Wendy, and since she's the mother and everything, she gonna wear white right along with the boys. But everybody is supposed to be wearing yellow. I'm just like, okay. And she lets us know that her mother was Catholic and her father was a preacher. I believe she said he was either, I think, Protestant or Pentecostal, and I guess there was some tension there primarily with her father, so her mother divorced him and pretty much raised Winnie to be a devout Catholic. Nothing wrong with that. Get it how you live. No problems there. And they play church, and then now they're playing church with Happy Eddie. I'm like, you know what? Hey, we just go live here. We just gonna be here. Um, and then that's when Wendy says Karen, Candace, and Ashley will all be there. And then she downloads Eddie on her talk with Ashley and what Ashley said about NECA and the whole conversation. And I just wish Wendy would have just been like, NECA, can I talk to you over here? Or once Ashley brought it up, 1 second, NECA come in. 'Cause again, like, if we going to play the game, play the game. And again, it's meant for these things to go for like a couple of episodes and then there possibly be a reset or whatever. And I was guessing Ashley was hoping that this thing would have like ended this particular episode, but obviously it's not. So now we get me and Karen at Mia's house. I believe there was a hug. Again, I'm trying to take notes and everything with, cabling. And there's no nanny. Gordon is helping with the kids. They had to downsize, make it do what it do. I'ma just say, Erica from Beverly Hills, this is downsizing. Okay. Even though they didn't fully downsize how I would have downsized, but again, ain't my money, ain't my people, ain't my kids. Karen brings up the whole Wendy invite and felt that it was meant to slight Robin. Mia brings up the fact that because Karen wasn't there when Wendy made her statement about Mia being slow. And this is one of those things that I don't like where a comment is directed at you. Internalize it however you want, but now you want to be a victim when you were the aggressor last season, and it's a reason why Wendy ain't messing with you. A bullet was shot out the gun, you called a stray, and then y'all had y'all little tiff, and then she called you slow, and now we hear that her son has a speech problem. I hope if her son does, I pray his strength and I pray that he's able to overcome it. But we've known Mia to be a liar. So I'm gonna take this with a salt of grain. I know it's a grain of salt, but I'm gonna take it with a salt of grain because I just don't believe it. But now here's your way of trying to gain sympathy, and now you want to make Professor Dr. Wendy look bad because she calls you so you have a child that is suffering from something she never said your child. But anyway, again, people love to do that. I'm gonna just leave that where it's at. Okay. Um, but yeah, her calling her slow hits different. And Karen says, I'm not choosing sides. So we have Candace and Wendy, and Wendy's friend Kierna, hopefully I'm saying her name right, joins them at some point, but I'm gonna just flow through it because it really doesn't matter when she was there. So Ashley's party is being rehashed. And Candace's whole thing is, I don't know why you surprised because has always been Ashley's MO. Like, okay, we just okay. And Kiera, we found out her business is on the same block as on the corner, so she ain't have to walk far. I'd love to see it. Kiera is a Baltimore girl. Candace is in here for Ashley, and Wendy wants Ashley and Candace to be friends. And Candace is like, and I'm looking at Candace like, if you try to sit here and befriend this heifer, one more again, like I said, I'm gonna wear Candace out. I am. Now look, I goes up for Dylon because again, kids ain't got nothing to do with this, even though I have said before, if I'm going there with somebody, ain't nothing off limits. But again, I ain't going there with Ashley. So again, I ain't got not a problem with Dylon, but I'm just saying. So now we get Karen and Ashley, they're going dress shopping for, the communion and whatnot. Karen asks how she feels about Candace, and she feels that the girls may be out icing out Candace. More than likely, that's what they're doing. Ashley knows nothing about, the lawsuit between Michael and Candace. I call BS, but okay, go off. Karen brings up Wendy calling Mia slow. And Ashley said, if Mia ain't gonna do nothing, she gonna ride this thing out, so let her ride it out. Ashley brings up her conversation with NECA and then with Wendy, and possibly implying that NECA was kind of talking against Wendy. And Ashley misremembers and put too much sauce on it. So Ashley says she needs to clear things up with Wendy. So now we get Carter and Cruz, their first communion. Wendy's mother, because again, I have like when it comes to a lot of mothers, especially baby boomer mothers, y'all, or baby boomer parents, y'all know I have that thing and that this thing because her mom was just like, because she was just like, wait, are you trying to do the press? She was like, oh, well, these are my children. Like I had you, and if it wasn't for me having you, you wouldn't have them. I'm just looking like, okay, you doing too much. And again, you've already lived vicariously through your child, having her, making her to have all these degrees, and now you want to sit here and try to live through your grandchildren. Like, ma'am, go get you a life. Go, yeah, no, yeah, we're not doing that. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled program. So Mama Wendy asked if Mia is coming, so they can have extra drinks so that she can have her raincoat. Now, again, this is her mother being protected, but this is also her mother trying to have them on because the cameras are there. Not going to convince me otherwise. Candace, all the girls are there. Ashley's the last one to like come into the room for like the reception or whatever. Candace has her purse in the seat, and they want her to remove her purse so Ashley can sit there. She was like, "I need a chair for my purse." Now, most people wouldn't get it, but unless you're black / African American or whatever you want to call yourself, especially for those that are women. I was raised around our women, so I know this. Yeah, black women not trying to put their purse on the floor, and she wasn't trying to put it on the table either. But it was still shade. I was here for it. What else? Candace is okay with being, in the same room as Ashley because it's like we ain't really got to talk to each other. We could be here. It is what it is. Candace, please keep this energy. Please and thank you. Karen invites the girls to a little sports event. I forget what the sport is, but it don't really matter. Again, we got to move the season along. It is what it is. Ashley clears the air with Wendy in reference to NECA, and Wendy's kind of looking at her just like, but you said, oh well, I misremembered and da da da, and Candace even said, why am I mad? I ain't finna get mad. I know her for her works. Stay there. So then we get Robin and NECA only knows Ashley, but knows of Wendy. She expected aggression from Wendy. That word aggression. Okay. Because Wendy's sister, Ivy, not Wendy, okay, her sister had been, I guess, talking with her husband's cousins. You see all these degrees of separation because she feels that NECA is cloud chasing off of Wendy's name. Then a few days later, Wendy's mom calls her husband's cousin. Again, ain't calling her or the husband, but the husband's cousin. Pretty much says like it starts off creepy, like have I prayed for you before? And have I prayed against you? It's a sin to use someone's name. And she has a shrine, and that's where she puts their names. And you should ask about me in the DMV. And and those that I've prayed against ain't doing well. And then Robin feels like Wendy's mom might have, prayed against her. And that's where it is, and that's where the BS starts. And I don't like this. Especially because when you're dealing with places in the world that are heavily colonized and Christianity is the dominant religion where anything that goes outside of that realm is considered to be demonic and all this other stuff. And you have a lot of people that they don't read not only their text, but to even go back and do research, go into the Jewish text for those that are Christian, the Jewish text, do the reading, read the Talmud, go from there, do the translations, even going back to the earlier versions of what the Bible is and not just the King James, like really do your due diligence to know what this book says. Really, really do your due diligence, but you don't do that. You go off what somebody says. So now it's all this fear mongering and all this other stuff, miscommunication. And because you have two Nigerian women, one of them which is spreading this and not really thinking about the implications of what this is going to have, especially here in America, this is going to create xenophobia amongst so many other things. And it's just like, here it is. We have officially gotten dark. We have. And I'm going to just keep it a bug. Like this whole having a shrine thing, like, again, if you, especially for those who are Christian, like I said, I'm Jewish. So I know within Judaism, like you have like the extreme, not really extreme, but like the heavily religious, that's the Orthodox and the Hasidic, right? Then you got the conservative, and then you have the more reform. I'm more reform, but then you have the Ashkenazi, the Sephardic. Like it's all these different breakdowns. I'm very much aware of them, and I understand it and know my place in the whole spectrum. But when it comes to Christianity, or should I say Catholicism followed by Christianity, because which was one birthed the other, and then all the different sects and whatnot, and then everything that comes with that. You don't know a whole lot because, yeah, some Catholics do have shrines. But again, when you don't know this and things are just put out there, it goes real left real fast. And we're effectively in the dark portions of this dang on show. So here we go. But that's all that I have for you guys. Thank you all so much for watching, or should I say listening, because I'm not on camera. Make sure to catch me along with the other panelists for the Whether You Like It or Not panel on Really Be TV's channel tomorrow. And y'all know we're going to cut the fool and do what we do. So thank you all so much for being here. I love you all. I hope and pray that you have a prosperous week. And for those who celebrated a great Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving, or better yet, just a day off from work that you ain't got to go there, but you're still getting paid, hopefully. So with that being said, I will see you all Monday, which is tomorrow. Have a blessed one. I love you. Rate, comment, subscribe, and share. Bye.